Hey everyone, and welcome to What If Disney World. I'm Stevie.
And I'm Amy.
And today we're going to be talking about what to do if things don't go perfectly on your Disney World vacation.
You've saved and planned and spent lots of money on this vacation, and it can be really disappointing when things happen that may disrupt your perfect plans. A perfect trip, though, is highly unlikely because, well, life, right? It happens. But we thought we would put together some of the things we have done to pivot and help us get through some snafus on our Disney World vacations.
So one of those snafus can be your room not being ready when you're ready at check-in. Usually our room is ready by 4 p.m. or even earlier. One time we checked in at 8 a.m. and they had the room ready for us. But we have had a couple of times where the room is not ready by 4. So what do? Well, first go to the front desk. So we usually do check in on the phone, and they should send a push notification or text when the room is ready. A couple of times we hadn't gotten that notification, and when we went to the front desk, we can see that the room was actually ready. So it was a problem with the app. If the room is not ready, though, you can leave your bags with Bell Services, and then when the room is ready, they will just bring your bags up to the room for you. And in the meantime, don't worry because there's so many great things to do at Disney resorts. You can walk around and explore the resort. Many resorts have an arcade that you can take the kids to and entertain yourselves and them during that time. You could get a snack or a drink at the quick service location or the pool bar, depending on what resort you're at. And if you pack swimsuits in a backpack or carry-on that you have with you, you can even go change and swim in the pool. All the resorts have plenty of planned activities, so you can check with any cast member there and see what's going on during that time. If you're on the Skyliner or monorail, go ride around or hop around to other resorts. These are just a few things that you can do while you're waiting for your room to get ready.
Yeah, or even people go to Disney Springs too. I know a lot of people do that on arrival day and then go back to their resort when the room is ready. Okay, so next, what if it rains? I actually should say not if it rains, but when it rains, because chances are, especially in the summer, there's going to be a rainstorm, especially in the afternoon. Number one, be prepared ahead of time. Make sure you pack umbrellas, ponchos, extra socks, waterproof shoes, something like that to protect yourself. For our double stroller, we also have a waterproof cover, which is super important because you don't want your kids to be sitting in a soggy stroller for the rest of the day. If you're in the park and it starts to rain, you can go pop into a store, but a lot of other people are going to be doing that too to escape the rain, so just be prepared. The stores might get really busy. There are also a lot of indoor attractions at each park. So if you see that a shower is headed that way, you see dark clouds, you check the weather app and you know that something's coming, that's the time to go pop in and see one of the indoor shows or attractions. And oftentimes at Disney, unless it's a front or some kind of tropical system coming through, it's going to just be a brief rain shower. And crowds often thin out because other people might not be prepared and know what you know, and they might leave the park. So then when the rain stops, if you stick with it, you might be rewarded with less crowd, shorter wait times.
All right, next, what if major rides are down at rope drop? We have 4 videos about our strategies for perfect rope drop plans in each park. You can check those out. We'll link them below. But we have been several times where major rides have been down during rope drop. You'll see some people go and stand and wait, but that's kind of risky. You don't know exactly when those rides are going to come back, so waiting might not be the best idea. Sometimes you get lucky and the ride is only down for a short time. Other times it's down for the whole early entry time. So we like to pivot and do something else, like heading to the ride that was second on your strategy list, or just heading to the nearest ride and get on that while there's no wait.
Okay, now what if you get sick or hurt while you're in the park? Well, Disney has thought of that, and each park has a first aid center. Quick story, our daughter had a medical emergency one trip, and we had her seen at the first aid center in Magic Kingdom. They can treat minor things, give you a Band-Aid, etc., and they can triage you and call emergency medical services to transport you to the hospital if needed. Disney really took care of us when we had to do this, and they even gave us a voucher for transportation back to the resort from the hospital. And they went even a step above and beyond, and when they saw that we were going to miss our Genie Plus lightning lanes, they gave us extra lightning lanes for our following Magic Kingdom day. This is not to be expected, but it was some extra pixie dust and just an example of their really great customer service. So if you need something medically while you're there, go and visit the first aid center because they really do try to take care of you.
And if you're not sure where the first aid center is, it's labeled on the map, but you can ask any cast member nearby and they will point you in the direction, or in our case, they walked us to the emergency center.
Yeah, he really went above and beyond. That was fantastic. And speaking of getting hurt, this is kind of a side note, but make sure you pack comfortable, broken-in shoes when you go to Disney World. Don't wear new shoes. You will be walking nearly 30,000 steps and multiple miles every day. Blisters will form easily, and you need to be prepared for that with Band-Aids, padded socks, maybe some moleskin to wear if you're prone to blisters, because that's something that could make you really miserable for the rest of your trip if you didn't have that. But if you do need that, I think the first aid center could probably help you, at least to get you through until you could buy some on your own. But just go ahead and pack it ahead of time.
All right, next up, what if you forget things for your baby? One day we got to the park and we realized that we had left our baby's snacks like Cheerios, Goldfish, pouches in the room. Or you might realize you forgot to restock your bag with diapers or wipes. So each park has a baby center. Here you can purchase things for your baby like snacks and baby food, diapers and wipes, but also there are rocking chairs, changing pads, and a quiet air-conditioned place to go with your little one if you need a break. These are great.
Yeah, and that saved us that day that we forgot our baby food and snacks for our baby. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Disney. All right, next, what if you forget things for your room or your park bag? Well, you're able to order from delivery services or things like Amazon Prime for package delivery to your resort. But be aware that there is a fee that the resort will charge you for $6 per package that's left at the front desk. So keep that in mind. And also, Disney anticipates these things. They know that you're going to need some specific items. So each resort actually has a separate little gift shop area where they have necessities. They have some food and drink items, but they also have some medications and products that you might have forgotten and need. So you could check that out before you go and order something from a delivery service.
All right, next on our list, what do you do if your toddler has a meltdown? We've seen so many families struggling on their Disney vacation, and we've been there too. The key is trying to do things to prevent it in the first place. So make sure they're getting enough rest as much as possible. This can be hard because there are late night fireworks and early morning rope drops, and you might have the urge to want to try and get everything done in the park. But keeping your baby or toddler's sleep schedule in mind and letting them stay on their schedule as much as possible will help them be happier. That might mean skipping the fireworks or trading off with your spouse and one person staying and the other one taking the baby back to the room. Make sure you remember to keep them hydrated and fed as well. This seems obvious, but a Disney World trip is busy and it's easy for hours to pass when you realize you haven't had anything to eat or drink. Be sure to keep that in mind. In the summer, bring a fan, and in the winter, bring a jacket or blanket in case it's cold. Another thing, they might feel cooped up in the stroller, so trying to find a place in the park where they have like a playground or somewhere that they can get their wiggles out. So each of the parks has a place like this, a little playground area, whether it's the playground area that's in Dumbo or the playground area that's by Connections Cafe and Epcot. You can find this on the map and take them there to let them get their energy out by not being cooped up in the stroller the whole time. Another thing that can happen is they can get overstimulated easily and need a break. So consider a midday break, heading back to the resort for everyone to take a rest and maybe a swim at the pool. And then once you feel well rested, heading back into the park.
I'm always amazed at how a midday break can really make everybody feel more energized and rejuvenated. And even just a short break, like we don't usually take long breaks. It might just be 30 minutes of going and laying down on the bed. Nobody might nap, but just to rest is really, really important, especially for the toddlers and babies. Now, what to do if you have some technical issues? There's a whole host of technical issues that might happen. Maybe your Magic Band isn't working, or the app has an issue, or Genie Plus isn't working. If you're at your resort, the cast members at the front desk can help you troubleshoot a lot of things. But if you're in the park, look for the blue umbrellas. That's guest services, and they're a wealth of knowledge and information. Like one time my Genie Plus wasn't working, and they helped me connect to the Wi-Fi instead of the cellular network, and that helped it work right away. So they know how to troubleshoot these things to get your day back on track.
Yeah, Disney really excels at customer service. If you have an issue, the cast members are so helpful. Just seek one out and they will point you in the right direction.
And if one was very helpful to you, in the app you can leave a cast compliment. So be sure to pay attention to their name and where they're from on their name tag, and you can put in a cast compliment, and then that gets back to management and to the cast member just to thank them for being super helpful.
Hey, and if you found this video helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have other advice that maybe we left out, please leave a comment below. And if you have a question for other issues that might arise, feel free to ask them below and we'll answer them as best we can. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep dreaming.